Everywhere I go, everybody is saying from every corner of the internet that mask mandates and the like are coming back with a vengeance. In fact, look at the number of colleges and universities that are not only requiring masks for full time students, but eventually we're going to have more vaccines, more boosting, more everything, and we're going to be back to where we were. And for some reason or another, I don't know why, but a lot of these self styled civil libertarian and biomedical tyranny experts came up with the idea that through some, I guess, through some explication or some understanding, that somehow the coast is clear. I don't know where this came from. They're under the impression that everything's groovy, that we're done with this. Boy, that COVID thing, are you kidding me? What? It may not be called COVID. It might be Omicron. It might be Delta. It might be some Fugazi 3. It may sound like a bunch of audibles in an NFL camp. 3, blue, 42, Omicron. You don't know. Because for every one of you who understands and respects the importance and the criticality of freedom, there are others who love the mask. You don't understand it. They love the mask. They want to wear the mask inside and out in their car by themselves. They don't care. They love the mask. The mask is the greatest. They want to be able to have their little picture on Facebook. Look, I got our shot. We got boosted. They got double boosted. They got triple boosted. They got. Remember, there are people who said, "Look, they're sticking the sticks up my nose." Remember when China was talking about anal swipes and things like that? They would have done this. I made up some story about how I drove through. They had anal swiping. You had to drive through, which is kind of tough in a small car. I mean, it just people. They will do anything. Stay away from me. Stay home and live. Stay home and live. Let's stay home at 7 o'clock and open the windows and hit pots and pans. I'll never forget that. There we were. Are you kidding? There are people who would love a full, hardcore lockdown. Forget shelter in place, contact tracing. Oh no. That was just, they worked out the kinks. That was a beta test. We didn't resolve anything. Ask Rand Paul. Where's Fauci now? Making more money than any civil service, any government employee in the history of this country. Not a finger on him. With all of the big moments, all of the these hearings and Jim Jordan. Oh my God. Oh, we got more hearings and subpoenas. Nothing happens. You don't understand this. Mask mandates are it's more symbol. Look, let me stop right there. Let me stop. Because I got to tell you, of course, to like the video. I've got to tell you to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell to be notified of new things. But I'm telling you right now, I have been talking about, I have been looking at and looking out and wondering about when when this weather insanity is ever going to stop. And there were years ago, I remember years ago when all of a sudden people would say that these preppers, these crazy wacky people, would store food like they were nuts. Really? Look at the weather. Did you hear about the fire NATO now? You ever hear about that? Not Sharknado, Fire NATO. Let me remind you of something. In 1997, United States Secretary of Defense William Cohen declared that there are terrorists at work who, and I quote, are engaging even in an eco type of terrorism whereby they can alter the climate, set off earthquakes, volcanoes remotely around the use, or through rather, the use of electromagnetic waves. Tell me, is he a conspiracy theorist? You want to call William Cohen? This is 1997. This is 26 years ago. So what are you going to do if there's a complete lockdown and you can't get to the store? Are you able to say, can you tell me you've got 90 days, a 3-month emergency food supply? No. So go to preparewithlionel.com. Use this link, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. And you'll get over 2,000 calories a day, 21 varieties, up to 25 year shelf life. Look at this. Just go to preparewithlionel.com. Look at what you've got. You know what you and your family would do if you were stuck and you couldn't go anywhere for 90 days? You think that's impossible? Look around you. What are you going to do? Go through the cupboard? Oh, banana chips and prunes. I'm sure glad we canned those peaches, NEM. I'll go down to the fishing hole with Zeke and we can catch a trout. What is this? Mayberry? You're kidding me. Preparewithlionel.com. The end is nigh. Not Louis nigh. The end is not. It's just absolutely nuts. So that's why you've got to go right here. Preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. Take $200 off a 3-month emergency food order right now. This deal won't last forever. Do it. I'm telling you. All right. Tyranny, control, the ability to limit freedom, the ability to cut off your rights, your engagement, your freedoms, your ability to just be normal, to go and drive, to see a movie, to go to church, to just be. Remember this. There are dark forces, my friends, people you've never met, people they might be from World Economic Forum, they might be Klaus Schwab, I don't know who they are, but they would love nothing more than to make your life miserable. They get this thing out of controlling you. And here's the best part. It's not us against them. It's us against them and our fellow citizens who love this. That's the part that gets me. Look, I understand the deep state, the police state, the intel state, the shadow government, the invisible government. I get all that. But what I don't get are these weirdos who sit around like these people who are like, they have a 50 BMI walking around 2 tons of fun. They don't care about what they eat. They don't care about anything. But by God, they're going to double mask. And they will take any booster you give them. They will, but which is fine. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not against immunization. I'm not. I understand how this works. I don't like polio and smallpox. I've got no problem with that. I'm a weirdo about testing. I'm a weirdo about knowing what it is that I'm putting in my body. Call me wacky. But we just learned from a bunch of people, your fellow citizens, your relatives, your friends, the same ones who still won't talk to you because of Trump, who told you, shut up and take the needle. Shut up and take the jab. Just shut up. You want to kill me? You want to kill me? Remember those people? Remember the insanity? Remember going down grocery store lanes where they had an arrow? Because COVID would not jump from person to person. If you were going down in the cookie row of the Acme, you got to go this way. I mean, the people, the stickers, we still see the remnants of these things. To control somebody's liberty, to control somebody's freedom is what people, they live for this. They want to control your mind. They want to control your body. They want to put little tracking devices in you. You know this. They've always wanted to do this. RFID chip subcutaneously right here in the Perlicue. This is the Perlicue. They're going to put a little gray. And you can take it anytime you want. And you're going to talk about being able to pay with your ATM and all this stuff. And I am telling you, it's Brave New World on steroids. But let me remind you again for the millionth time, it's not the government that I worry about. I understand they're the enemy. It's the people, my fellow citizens, who are these quislings who will give up their rights because they have this weird fetish about being controlled. Well, I don't want to be controlled. And I don't want to wear a mask. And you will never be able to figure out or quantify how we screwed up more kids by making them wear masks. You have no earthly idea of what we did to kids. 2 years, took them out of their school, took them out of everything during these critical developmental periods of their life, and had them basically unable to even identify people. No smiles, no emotions. Do you know what kind of weird Hitchcockian, dystopian, Twilight Zone, Rod Serling? Remember the Mask? Remember that one? Rob Reiner was in that one. Oh, this is wild. So think about that. And also think about this, my friends. I never thought I'd say this, but there is a run, storable food, and not the stuff you go to the little camping place, like, let's get some of this. You want it stacked and modular. You know what's coming. This is not a conspiracy. This is not black helicopters. This is real, my friends. Preparewithlionel.com. And also, it's time for me to tell you, to ask you very politely to comment as you see fit.